Hello, everybody. And here's the transition. Look, I'm here. Okay, let's see if that's coming across. So I'm going to go ahead and act like it is. This is Mark Black, and this is Mark Teaches Music. See if Mark Black is centered. He looks pretty good. Hi, guys. So this is my improv workshop. This is session 28. It is the 28th day of March 2023. And I want you to have fun and be so awesome. I want you to be that. So in my improv workshop, we're trying to learn to get better advertising, improvising and ad-libbing and making up good melodies. And I know that you can do that. So this is another one of those crazy, my gosh, it's just so weird. The things that, the one of the tracks was recorded in the wrong key, and had to restart the computer to get all the cameras up. But nonetheless, it is still working now. So we're happy with this as it is. So anyway, so for information about lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com, and there's stuff talking there about lessons and what you want in lessons and how to get a hold of me and that kind of stuff. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you should drop them in the comments right now. And and not wait. And just we'll talk about that in just a second. But so we're not just ad-libbing here. We're trying to get better at it. So I'm going to say some things that certainly would have helped me and do help me as I'm thinking of things that I'm trying to do. I'll mention them to us and to be like, hey, let's try that. So anyway, if you got requests for a style today, I'm doing, man, I couldn't get the piano cameras to work. It's going to have to change, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm doing the bass and the piano today. And so I'm just saying, you know, if it's like you want to see me play another instrument, I have an air hu over here. You know, I mean, just try to do different things as they seem pertinent, not just for kicks. This is very serious. And then styles and stuff. And I am trying to keep the styles varied. And so you can say stuff, well, there's too much jazz or there's not enough acid rock, you know, whatever. So drop that in the comments. And if you need to contact me, send me an email at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com. So, and if you like this, you need to subscribe. You need to hit the bell for notifications. You need to invite people. You need to share. And you need to, you know, send me copious amounts of cash would be a great thing to do. So there's, I hope, links in the description for the charts. And if it's not, I you know, like I said, had to restart the computer, and then I'm like, well, did I put the stuff in the description? I think I did. But if it's missing, you just email me at mark@dallasmusiclessons, and I'll send you that link right now. I don't really know how to. I guess I can put it in the chat. That's what I can do, right? Here goes. I'll put the link in the chat. This is me chatting. I'm chatting. Hey, there's Tom in Dallas. He looks like a computer. And here's the link for chart and scales, just in case it's not there. So anyway, let's see what else. So when it's so we're gonna go back and forth ad-libbing, and you know, I didn't get to practice any of this, so it's going to be interesting to see how it happens. Don't sit and watch the video. Don't sit and just watch. If you can help it, and when it's your turn, jump right in. And the idea is I'd play something, and then you'd be thinking, no, I can play better than that, or more interesting than that, or here's a great idea. And we're kind of feeding off of each other, except I can't hear you, but pretending that you're doing great. And so I'll, when it's your turn, jump right in. If you have any questions, you're like, well, I thought you said the scale worked and it doesn't seem to work. Or what about this? What about that? Just go ahead and put it in. Don't wait till the end. Let's put it in early so that we can use it. Make use of, you know, what you're trying to do. And so just shoot your comments and questions right in there. So don't be put off by styles and songs you don't like. Some of the songs, I mean, I'm trying not to do anything I don't like, but I'm just saying in the rush or interest of getting something out the door for us to work with, and not necessarily like going, ooh, that's the best thing ever was, you know. But a lot of them are. So I'm just saying, when you hear a style you don't like, try to make it great because of your excellent, thoughtful musical input and what you're doing with the music. And that's a wonderful challenge. And you can do it too. It's not just like stupid challenge. Link is in the description, says Tom. Thank you, Tom. Let's see. So when you're trying to, if you don't like the bass or you don't like me playing the piano, you can, we learn by playing. One of the ways we can learn is by watching and doing what other instruments do, because it's something that's easy on the piano that's hard on the guitar. Something that's hard on the guitar is easy on the saxophone. And so we learn from what other instruments play, because it's like, I hadn't thought about doing that. It doesn't fit my instrument well, but I did it and I sound now unique. So same thing for playing in different styles. Don't play when I play. The idea is to listen and absorb. I don't mean that my stuff is so amazing. I'm saying the idea is, whoever you're playing with, maybe they'll play something cool or something you bounce off of or something you try to better, and that's all good. Not a problem. And then we're going to listen to, and you want to listen to. You want to catch the changes. I'm talking about the chord changes. Here's a new chord. Here's a new chord. Here's a new chord. Instead of just bulling ahead, like it's just, the only thing it is a piece of paper. Here's a piece of paper with the chart on one of the songs. But this is a diagram of the beautiful sounds and interesting sounds we're going to hear. So it's not chart to sound, it's sound to chart. And so we want to get, if we can get the sounds in us, hell, here comes that chord, boom, you know, then we'll play and lean towards it, be setting it up. So very, very, very much the way to go. So, and various, you know, there's 28 sessions of this now, which is, you know, at least 28 hours of ad-libbing many, many different styles and difficulties. And some of the songs only have one key. A few of the songs only have one chord or two chords. So if it's too hard, back up, hunt for something that's easier to do. Don't get discouraged. If you get stuck, sing out loud. And that's a great way to prime the pump, because your singer, no matter how you go, la, 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 that's fine, because your singer is closer to what you'd like to do than your instrument physically. Physically, metaphysically. No, it comes out, what you sing comes out closer to what you'd like to do, because there's a long distance from I hear this, I want to play this, to your fingers, and did I do it right, and all like that. So singing primes the pump. So don't forget that. Okay, so our first song is called Snappin and Groovin. And I'm going to play the bass on it. Let's listen to it while I pull together and see what we got here in terms of sound. I mean, volume. Oh yeah, I remember that now. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, we got the idea. There's the G minor. This is using the D minor scale, which is also is natural minor. So it's really also the notes. There's the C chord. It's also the notes of the F major scale. There's the G minor. There's the C. Let me switch pictures here. Yeah. Whoa. Not quite what I wanted. Well, it'll do. There's the A minor. For some reason it didn't print. There's the A. Here's the G minor, the walk up. A minor, B flat, A. Now here's an F scale. Turn that down some. And again. Okay, you go. There's the G minor. C. This is the middle, D minor. Go ahead and take that. There's the A minor. Goes to A. Got a little punch right there, right? Okay, here I go. Look, I'm going to use, let me just pause a second. If I can find the thing. There you go. So just want to say, you know, when I'm ad-libbing and when you're ad-libbing, you're not trying to stick with this. We're not trying to stick with these instruments. The fretted instruments have patterns, and the patterns are guidelines, just like a scale. You know, the tenor sax and be using the E minor, natural minor, G major scale as a pattern, but he's not necessarily changing notes in that, but the point is he's not like, I'm not going da 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 da. So you're playing these patterns. When I'm ad-libbing, I'm not trying to stay in the pattern, but I just want to comment or show right now, if I was staying in the pattern, here's my 6 pentatonic pattern, and if you're in Guitar Center, there's 4 people in Guitar Center at this moment using this pattern on something, and so here I am and I go. Just the pattern. Your turn. Okay, now my turn. Pretty cool. Okay, keep going. We're in the middle. This is the G minor. This is the A minor. A. Ooh. All right, and let's use the. Your turn. A minor, A. All right. Yeah. And my turn. I got. Your turn. That's the A minor. That's the A. All right, it's my turn, and I'm going to stop the recording because I want to say, so looking at this, I'm going to bring up the chart here because I'm just that kind of guy, man. Let's see if I can do it. Please come forward, chart. There it is, side picture. Okay, so I hope that's big enough for you to see the chart. This is the chart we're playing with. You have an A minor. I think you can see that. No? Can you see that? I don't think you can see that. Oh, there it is. Okay, you have a D minor, a G minor, C. And I haven't figured out a way yet to it's like, well, obviously, if adlibbing or whatever was like an easy, not easy, like falling off a log, you just couldn't mess it up, then everybody would be doing it. So, but there are some good, strong, useful guidelines, and we'll talk about the normative or diatonic chords. Just means the chords using the notes of a scale. So all the notes, I just want to say all the notes here: D minor, G minor, C, G minor, C. And that this G minor is an A minor here. If we added up those notes, those are just notes from this G major scale or the D natural minor scale, if you want to call it that. I mean, it was just fine if you call it that. This exists like that. There's only one place in the song with the A's, an A here and an A here, that uses a note that's not in the scale. It's only a G sharp. Now, I mean a C C cat sharp. If you're a B flat instrument, it'll be a D sharp instead of a D. And if you're an E flat instrument, it will be an F sharp instead of an F. Now, I'm just talking about it. I'm just saying, hey, man. So you're confidently just using the notes in that scale. If you're playing a fretted instrument, you could use, on the chart, on the handout that's there, I have the first major pattern in F. It's a little awkward. It's this. This is for the bass or the guitar. Let's switch. I know I could do it. Yes, I just push a button. There you go. And you can play it here. It's just a little harder to see that it's a pattern. And then the same thing, the sixth pentatonic is here. Now again, those notes exist completely if you're playing a B flat instrument, let's say clarinet. It would be the notes of the G scale or E natural minor, just like, and they're written in the description, G, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. But all I'm getting at right now is that all of those notes work over all of these chords throughout the whole song. And when you get to that A, if you're a C instrument, or you get to a B, if you're a B flat instrument, you would, if you play a D at that 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, that long, you're a B flat instrument, you make it a D sharp if you play a D. If you're a C instrument like me, or a flute, or a guitarist, or a pianist, when you get to that A chord, and it's an A chord for the C instruments, you're playing a C. If you're playing a C, out of the 7 notes of the F scale, if you're playing a C, you make your C a C sharp. If you're not playing a C at all, don't worry about it. Nothing changes. All right, back to you, and we're starting with you. Here we go. And I go. Look at my output. Your turn. Keep going. There's the C sharp. Walking. take another 8. In the middle. Your turn. Keep going. So I mentioned I had some problems. So it would have been good to tune the bass. I don't know. Some people do. And so I wish I'd done that. So let's see. So I was saying earlier, so about all these chords, the A minor, all these chords, A minor, all the other chords are built on the notes of the D natural minor or F major scale, except for the A, which it just changes the middle note from C to C sharp. And what I was getting at is that I'm not really sure how to present. I was saying in the beginning, it was super easy. No one would need to work on it, right? You're just like, oh yeah, everybody I know can adlib, or everybody I know can, understands how music works, and so obviously people have to learn. And so I'm just saying I don't know how exactly to present a little bit more advanced concept. But if we take the notes of a major scale and we build a sequence of, on each note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes, and let's take the F scale: F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, and we build this pattern. We go major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. We get the notes of both the chords of both F major and D natural minor, which would be F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, C major, D minor, and E diminished. And if it was in the key of D minor, it'd be D minor, E half diminished, or E diminished, F major, G major, A minor, yeah, I said that right, G minor, A minor, G minor, A minor, B flat, and C. And when you get the minor keys, there's usually a little bit more variation to that. So that's why we have an A and an A7. So, okay, let's go to the next song. And I'm assuming that the piano's working over here. I'm talking about mostly the video. And I haven't had a chance to do this. So let's see. So we're doing the next song. It's called Meds for the Boss. And let's see what I got here. Yeah, that looks like a piano. And okay. Here's the back of, that should be the back of my head. Wait, this is completely wrong. Oh, no, I see, there it is. That's correct. The back of my head. Okay, cool. So we're going to do this, and that's a wire, which will be going here. And so our song is in the, now this song is more complicated. And I'm going to reach over and just turn over here and do this. So this song, check, let's see how loud this is. Check, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. That's better, louder. Okay, so this song is in F major, but it goes outside of that key quite a bit. And frequently our second song is more advanced. So over what we, in jazz, we'd like to learn the 2-5-1 either progression or 2-5. It just means that in a lot of jazz songs use the second note of the scale and this sound. That's G minor. C7, that's the 5 to go to 1. And anyway, the logistical problems here. See if I live through this. So anyway, so this song goes through keys. So it's F major, then it goes to E flat major for 2 measures, back to F major, and then let's see, then it goes to D minor for a moment, and I'm not trying to be difficult about that. So basically we can hover around F and get almost all of this. And let's see if there's anything else I want to say about that. I don't think so. I think we're just going to have to do it. Missed a lot. Say it again. A lot of my prep. But this song goes to different keys a little bit more. And you can hear it. It just sounds a little more sophisticated. Let's listen to it. Here's the chart. Looking at the chart. F major. That's E flat. Back to F major. And D minor now. For some reason the C didn't print. We're back to F major. E flat right there. Back to F major. This is line 3 measures, 3 lines from the end. This is F. This is taking us a transition to the key of D minor. You could that as harmonic minor with it. I'll start. Your turn. If you're on E flat, right there would be G, F, and this would be back to you being G. Okay, here we are going to D minor right there. D minor, listen to this. Boom, boom, hanging around D minor with the 1 and the 5. 1 chord, and the 5 chord now goes to 2, 5, and it's my turn. Turn. There's the C sharp, D minor. My turn. Your turn. Interesting sound. Here it is. D minor. The 2. This is supposed to be a C. Your turn. Something you like and think it's really cool, play it again. If I go, do it again. Your turn. The idea is a little phrase. It's interesting if you're talking to somebody. You say something, you say it again. It means you thought it was important. You thought it was cool. The end. Oh yeah, I put a funny end on there. Well, I'll take a second here. I want to make one point from here, and that is, look, the keyboard is the one of the many reasons that we in music school everybody has to learn to play the piano. It's the kind of the queen of the instruments, and one of the reasons is from a theory standpoint, you can see everything well. Here's the key of C. And here's the key of F, just change. Well, in whatever key we're in, 7 notes are right. There's only 12 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then you're starting up. There's only 12 notes possible. So in a key that we use 7 of them, whatever that key happens to be, you're only using 7 of the 12. So that means 5 are missing. Of the 5, let's take the key of C. It's the easiest one to see. So these guys are not in that key, but what I want you to notice about that is that each one of those notes not in this key are only a half step away, every direction. These are the notes that are right, that work. These are the notes that don't work, so to speak. Let's not talk about that too much. But notice that each one of those notes that doesn't work, quote unquote, is just a half step either below or above a note that does work. So I want you to remember that when you're adlibbing. It's crazy. I tell constantly students, hey man, all these great super uber keys. This is an uber key. If you play a wrong note, slide up or down 1 half step. You will be on a good note, period, forever. And if you can get that in your head, oh my gosh, it's so helpful because you, like, I can't make a mistake. I'm no longer worried about making a mistake because I play a wrong note. Here, I'm going to play some wrong notes. I already did. But I'll play some more ones just for fun, you know, like extra special wrong notes. So if I go, let's go here. So I'm not, if you'll grab a hold of that, and it's really easy on fretted instruments and on the piano. It's just as easy on other instruments like, let's say, the trombone or the tuba. Seriously, it's just a tiny bit harder. It's just your chromatic scale. Well, the next chromatic note, or go down the next chromatic note. It will be a note that works. Look at this note. I just randomly hit a note. Change. Then it comes back. Notice how many times that note just sounds great. All right, I'm going to stop. Going back over here. Okay. So, fascinating. Music is fascinating stuff. So we did a acoustic rock thing, and this is obviously a bossa nova, and I really like both of those sounds. And I guess the things I talked about that there's the chords built on the notes of a scale. That I'm looking at a chart. You should be looking at a chart. You may not know enough to do it yet. But, and I'm, like I said, kind of trying to figure out how to present that in a thing that everybody's ad-libbing. But that set of chords, I'm looking at songs and I'm going, oh, those chords fit in this key. And those chords fit in this key. Now, I just comment that a traditional, I guess we could say, jazz way to look at stuff. Let's look at, let's just look at that other song just from the standpoint of, hey, man, we're not stuck on one song. But from a traditional jazz, now why isn't that here? That's not it, and that's not it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there he is. So from a traditional, let's switch to this. I can do it. There's my side picture right there. Yeah. All I'm doing is picking that other song. Song we just did. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, that changed. There it goes. Now it says meds for the boss, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, my point in bringing this up or showing you this was to say that so we have these chords that are built on the notes of a scale, and I'm looking at this song and I see there's F. Okay, so it starts in F. Starts in F, and then how could F minor be in the key of F major? It couldn't be, right? So these two chords, I know you probably don't know this, but these two chords, I look at those and go, that's the two and that's the 5 of the key of E flat. So I just start playing the E flat scale right there, and then I go here, and it's like, oh, it's back to F. I can hear and then those notes, I can look at that and say, hey, those chords are in using Fs, and then this is not, but this is the diminished of D minor. It's going to D minor. It's like a big sign. I'm going to D minor, fool. And so it goes to D minor, and there's the 5, and so it's going 1 and 5. So anyway, you need to learn what the normative chords are. I don't know. It sounds really hokey. I'm so sorry, but it's like I don't know what to say other than, hey man, email me, or take lessons or something, or look them up. Diatonic chords or the normative chords. It just means the notes that when you work out a scale. Here's a scale. What else is there? Well, there's chords from the scale, and when you work out those chords, they end up being a pattern that you can learn. You can use for all of your ad-libbing, and for that matter, to here's how the songs, and for ear training. And not everybody thinks ear training is some sort of objective. Wait, get my pipe. Yes, my ear is trained. No. The point is like, I can look at that song. A good musician can look at that, just the chord chart, never having played it, and say, this sounds like this. And the chords sound like this, and that means I can ad-lib or play my written part better. So it's really good. Okay, but we're done with ad-libbing now, and it's time to play and sing. It's time for our Q&A, for people to ask questions all over the musical world of everything in the planet. So now's the time to ask all your musical questions. I have 2 questions here already. I'm going to take a drink of coffee, see if anything shows up else. And, all right, let's see. Okay, here's a question, and here is the question. Okay, so how much do I need to practice, really? I assume that means, okay, you guys or you or whatever, say I need to practice this much. And I just want to comment, a great musician, most of them, including people who don't agree with me, that are great musicians, they would say, there's really no limit to how much if you practice 10 hours a day, you could easily say, boy, I wish I could practice 12. And you practice 12, you can say, boy, I wish I could practice 14, and on and on and on. I'm just, as I was saying, and that's true, period. And then as I think of somebody like Tommy Emmanuel, it's possible that he would say, I'm just thinking about him playing and stuff, yes, I need to, and he would be practicing, I don't know what, 3-4 hours. He's practicing a lot. And of course, it sounds like it too. But my point is, I think he possibly, and some other people like that, like Tony Rice or whatever, might say, hey, I practice enough and have practiced for the decades enough, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, play enough that I can play everything that I want to play. And so it's possible that some truly amazing musicians would say, no, I don't really need to practice anymore. And I think as many people of the truly amazing musicians that said that, a bunch more would say, boy, I wish I had another 2 hours a day to practice. I'm not going to get into that. So the question, how much do I really need to practice? Really? Okay, so what you need to look at is, and I'm just stating, hey, there's an open-ended, you could practice forever and still wish you had some more time to practice, and need it, and be like, well, I never got to Travis picking. I never got to, I can't play the Chapman stick, whatever. So anyway, so the focus point, or the thing to think about, is what are your goals? And I'm just looking at what I hand to students, about for them to organize their own thinking about practicing. So, I have 5 categories, and I'm looking at them right now. And so I have the just fun. I just want to have fun. I have a casual. It's more than just fun. A casual, relaxed category, a moderately knowledgeable category, a skilled and accomplished category, and a professional expert category. And for the just fun, it says like 2 hours a week or less. And for casual and relaxed, it's like, it's 25 to 40 minutes, 5 or 6 days a week. It's less than 4 hours a week, between 2 and 4. and moderately knowledgeable. Moderately knowledgeable is like, 40 minutes a day, 40, 50, 60 minutes a day, 5 or 6 days a week. And then I'm going to talk about the goals. I'm just giving you the parameters to start with. And so now go ahead and ask your questions now, including about our adlibbing. And then skilled and accomplished is an hour or 2 hours a day. And I just want to say, so many people, this is not me, but I'm just commenting. I've practiced for years way after music school for 5 to 10 hours a day. And so I'm just saying, practicing 1 to 2 hours a day to a professional musician is not like, I can, So, you wonder why people are good. A lot of it's because they work. So anyway, skilled accomplished 1 to 2 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week, and then expert professional, 2 or more hours a day, and more or less every day. Doesn't have to, you can miss a day, a month or something, but, So, and then, okay, and here's the point. What does that produce? What does that produce? And this is where you are. You're like, what do I want to happen, in my music? So if you just practice, you practice less than 2 hours a day. That's just fun. So you'll have fun and learn some things. And I'm just, looking at this. And most of your progress is made in the lesson because you're hardly practicing at home. And I'm not criticizing that. Although if you're saying, I've had people be like, I want to make albums. And they're like, how am I going to practice? I'll practice 15 minutes a day. And it's like, well, that's not going to happen. Now, the exception is not there. I don't think there's anybody that'd be like, I practice 15 minutes a day and I could do those things. No. But there are many people. I've had, good Lord, had a really good classical player. Had him at one of our music seminars teaching the guitar. And he said, I never practice. And I could have shot him. I wish I had a chance to. And what he means is, and confused and screwed up every person listening to him, is I play a lot. I do not practice. I don't work on exercise. I just work on songs, or just play songs, So guys, playing is just mild. I'm talking about playing and not stopping and fixing things and playing with the band, that kind of stuff. It's just mild, lukewarm, and I'm not being critical, mild, diluted practice. So if you have an instrument in your hand, you're learning something, even if you're just learning to hang on to what you had, So there ain't nobody who was locked in a closet until they were 20 and they opened the closet and somebody handed them a guitar and they spent 15 minutes a day, period, and that's it. They didn't do anything but that. And then 2 years later, they were playing with Joe Satriani. It will not ever happen. There are people who are very skilled and they get out of 30 minutes or an hour what somebody else would take 2 hours to do. But there ain't nobody who don't play the guitar or the saxophone and hardly at all and has skills. All right. Anyway, so if you practice less than 2 hours a week, you're going to learn some things. Most of the time, most of the ways you'll learn will be in your lesson, or if this is of course about lessons. I'm talking about the thing I'm looking at. And if you just want to mess around or you just want to play in class, and that's true. If you practice less than 2 hours, I wouldn't expect to have much happen because you're trying to immerse yourself in a skill. It's like you're trying to learn to play baseball. You're trying to learn how to, trying to think of physical things. You're trying to, I'm trying to get out of sports now. Ride a horse. That's still sporty, isn't it? So if you just do it once a month, you're not going to learn how to do it. So you're trying to immerse yourself in it so it becomes very natural. So what if you practice 2 to 4 hours a week? Well, let's see. That's going to be significant. It's going to take you about 3 months to see significant progress, unless you are an organic. We've talked about those people who are, it's not natural so much as they have physical and oral skills. They maybe have performance skills. So they naturally, their time when they work on something, it takes them less time some of the best musicians, at least 60% of the best musicians in the world, are not organics. But anyway, if you're not an organic, so you're practicing 2 to 4 hours a week, you're going to see significant, I mean, this is a good thing. You're going to see significant progress in 3 months, and you're going to enjoy your music. You're going to play lots of music really well. If you are skilled in various areas, you're really smart, you work really smart, you have good instruction, blah, 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 you're going to get better results if you have a good ear, these sorts of things. There's 9 areas that I know of that make a difference in your playing. So what if you practice between 4 and 6 hours? So that's like 40, 50 minutes, 5-6 days a week. So you're going to see a lot of progress. In by 2 months, you're going to see progress, and you're going to play and sing a lot of music well. And if you practice, you could possibly be like to where you could play professionally, reliably, maybe a better word. And then so if you practice 1 to 2 hours a day, I'm not trying to get you to do this. I don't think most people are willing to do that. And I think a lot of people see lots of great progress in the 2 to 4 hours is kind of the sweet spot and hitting the most people, I would say. If you practice 1 to 2 hours a day, 10, 12 hours a week, you're going to see significant progress in a month, in 3 weeks. And you're going to play as good as 90% of the people who make albums. And I mean, like, yes, you can be a professional musician and do that. Many people who are professionals are additionally sort of gifted in various areas, and they are not practicing more than an hour, 2 hours a day. And again, they may be playing. You have to imagine, just talking with you. Yeah, I'm saying, you're 22, you're unemployed, you're laying around, smoking dope with your buddies, and you're in a band, and y'all play. You have 3 practices for 4 hours a day, or 4 hours, or you have 4 practices. It's like, okay, that's not very efficient practice, but that's a lot of time over target. A lot of time on your instrument. So anyway, so all practice, as I said earlier, is not necessarily practicing. It can be playing, but anyway, so you practice 1 or 2 hours a day, you're going to see significant progress. You're going to play. You will play as good as most people who make albums. And if you practice more than that, 2 hours a day and more, you definitely can be, an expert, a professional. Lots of professionals are practicing less than that. A lot of people who are professionals are practicing a lot less than that. And it's not a very, 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 very few of them. It is because they're so great, but more of them is because they've chosen. If you choose a more performance-oriented way of playing, presenting, I'm the lead vocalist, that kind of stuff. It's as much about your attitude as it is about your skills. Nobody's going, oh, he's singing C sharp. Well, this other guy's singing, an E, or he's singing 16th notes at 100, and this other guy's playing 16th notes at 160. Nobody's doing that. It's the impression. So anyway, 2 hours and more, professional level, significant progress immediately, and those people will master music and their instrument, including the voice. So anyway, so that was a huge extreme. And I want to say, so we had the just fun under 2 hours. I wouldn't recommend that unless you're just kind of messing with it. 2 to 4, you will see progress. 4 to 6, this is in a week, you will see good, solid progress. And I'm not just like, I progressed, I can play, an A scale now. But rather, no, you'll sound good. You'll sound good. And many, many, many people with that amount of practice will be like, I sound like this album, Do I sound like Ed Van Halen? Probably not, but I can play, quite seriously, like Steve, Joe Satriani's got a song called Satch Boogie. He's got a song called Tears in the Rain. These are songs that you could play his songs, those songs. I'm sorry, you can sound good, really good, in this 4 to 6 hours. Many, many people. Some people that wouldn't be enough because they have other issues. And again, it's a mix of different things, not just how much you practice, but how you practice and how much knowledge you have, how good your ears are, how well your hands work and your ears work, this kind of stuff. So anyway, So there you go. Just trying to give you a panorama of how much to practice and what it produces. That's what you need to think about. What do I want to produce? You know, what do I want to come out? So don't kid yourself that practicing an hour a week is going to produce anything other than just a passing knowledge. Just like if you're your girl and you wanted to, you know, marry this girl and get to know her and just pour your life into her, and you saw her once a week, that would not be sufficient to understand and grasp all the deep intricacies that is this wonderful human. Okay, now here's the other question. Yep, that's the last question I see. Okay, and here it is. What is the definition of a half step? How do you define a half step? It is when two saxophones play in unison. The definition of a half step is when two saxophones play in unison. Now remember, these are musicians' jokes. And so either only musicians will get them, or if you want to be a better musician, ask somebody what that means. Okay, so you guys are cool. This is Mark Teaches Music, and I'm so glad you listened. We did we ad-libbed, we did our improvisation, and we did our question today talking about practice, and we also talked about how to play half step. And so I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate your time. And until I see you again, this is my cool ending. I want you to have fun.